Hello viewers and welcome back to the main channel. Today, as you can see, we're trying to capture that setup as we had previously on this channel. What I mean is that we're trying to get it back right because I really liked it and I had to move the camera out of the way the other day so I couldn't keep it as it was. So today, we're doing a short-ish video, probably longer than the previous video and probably shorter than the video before that. So today we're talking about title sequences. So a title sequence is a thing that happens at the beginning of a TV show that includes, yes, I'll go with that. I was just trying to develop whether or not that sentence made sense, but it does. Most title sequences, I'm going to use that term just so that it's more ambiguous. Most title sequences in TV have a theme tune underneath. Now, the one we're mainly talking about, and I was going to show a clip, but due to copyright and due to it being a little bit jarring because of the disconnect it would have, I've decided against that. See, that is a genius move on my part. So, we're talking about the 60s one more than anything else, the William Hartnell era, because if you notice, when it does the title of the word Doctor, it's like a fade. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, a fade is when something fades from one thing to another, but it does it like so smoothly that you can sort of see an outline of the previous word, previous thing, not word, but previous thing. I'm trying to make sure I'm in the middle. Previous thing. Now, the issue that arises with that is that what was the previous thing? Now, in Doctor Who, the words Doctor and Who, the one thing I really like, because it's fascinating for me, it's interesting to know what was happening beforehand, because when you're writing an R down, I haven't got any R's with me in point of view. When you write an R down, you don't really draw it as an F first. And that's what really fascinates me about this, because they do it as an F, then an R. So you see an outline of an F merge very weirdly into a perfect R. Why is it a perfect R, you might ask? I don't know. I've been thinking about this ever since yesterday, because I was actually rewatching Doctor Who yesterday. I was rewatching Galaxy 4 and the Daleks Master Plan 2. Well, I hadn't actually seen the animation for Galaxy 4. I've seen the clips that were the episodes that was surviving, but I've never actually seen the animation before, which is another video in itself, but it's gorgeous, might I add. Galaxy 4, on the iPlayer, if you're wondering, the BBC iPlayer version has the colorized version for that and the black and white version for so some of the animation that have both colour and black and white has colour, and some of the animation that just has the black and white version, which I don't have an issue. Well, I don't generally have an issue with. There was one I had an issue with just because that story wasn't great. I could probably tell you the title of that story because I actually have the I have the episodes in order, staring directly at me. Well, not directly at me, because directly at me is you, but from the side of me. I just want to make sure that the story I'm telling you is accurate, correct, and the right one. It looks like I will have that episode inside one of the box sets that's on the shelf that I just don't have easy access to seeing. But that doesn't really completely matter in this video entirely, because we're talking about title sequences. So the title sequence, because of the F to the R, it makes me wonder, was that an error? Was that done deliberately? Now, the one thing I really want to know, and you watch these things and go, wait, hang on. If they can do that in the 70s, and technology has moved on so far that when you watch most behind the scenes things for like a Marvel film, you'll never be able to recreate it properly. How could I not do that? And this is when they fade. But this is when you can see the fades on the camera. Now, whether or not that's an error on my part that everyone's been able to do this forever and I'm just clueless and I can't do it, or is it, I mean, because when you watch the regeneration between Peter Davison and Tom Baker, when they were filming it, they could see the fades as well. So with the theme tune and the title sequence, there's a lot of fades in that. And I think that the 60s title sequence is, by far, I'm going to say this, it's by far in my top 10, right? Because number 2 would be William Hartnell in the list of title sequence. So William Hartnell's title sequence, John Pertwee's title sequence, and then New Who title sequences. Because I like them all, but there's... because Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant are the same. Matt Smith's change, and then changes again just before he leaves. And then Peter Capaldi had his own. And then Jodie Whittaker had her own. And then David Tennant had the 60th anniversary ones. We're about to say Shooty Cat was... because I think that they've changed the logo ever so slightly to change the lettering to green, I think. So, well, I don't think I know, but we don't know whether or not that's sticking in the actual title sequence itself. So, the reason why I made this video was because I wanted to talk about, and I did talk about, the fact that the R to the F in the William Hartnell title sequence made me think, were they testing out another word before they faded? Or is it because of the technology they could only fade an F in before the R? That's the bit that I've never been able to understand. I've recently noticed the F and the R, but for years I've never quite understood that. I mean, I've always loved Dealey Derbyshire's work, and I'm always fascinated in how she did it, and I now know that it was just incredible. The title sequence itself was like Dealey Derbyshire and the Radio Philharmonic, the BBC Radio Philharmonic, well, the music department, they had never actually made anything like that, Doctor Who theme tune wise, and neither had they made it visually, because it was like, well, let's just test sort of thing, because if you think about the 60s in TV form, TV hadn't been around that much longer before it, right? Because of the war, they had stopped doing TV. So, in really the 60s, the BBC and then later ITV were trying to experiment. And what I mean by that is that literally, it's where anything could happen. They did whatever they wanted because they wanted to learn how this technology worked and how do you make the technology better than before. So the title sequence for Doctor Who was a test of whether or not, well, if you stood in front of this, what would happen? If you did that, what would happen? It's a sci-fi program, so how do we make it sci-fi in the title sequence? Then how do we operate so that the title sequence is as vast, is as wide, as wacky, and I don't think Delia Smith and the team worked. Delia of Derbyshire, sorry. Why have you been dating Delia Smith? She's a cook. Delia Derbyshire, I don't think ever worked it out as a team that A, they should be on 60 years later, and B, the theme tune and the vortex and the title sequence would all just ever so slightly change with technology. I don't think she ever noticed, but I don't know, I can't think when she died, but I don't know if she became a Doctor Who fan. Was Delia Derbyshire a fan of Doctor Who? I mean, she would be the most famous fan of Doctor Who ever. What I mean by that is that in the history of Doctor Who, she would be on the top 10 list of people. But, I mean, if one was a fan of Doctor Who, then wow. Because we would need her in the list. Because it'd be impressive that Sheila made the theme tune. Sheila made the title sequence with her team. She had nothing to do with the actual show itself, and watching it herself, she'd be like, ooh, my hard work has paid off, and everyone would be blowing their minds, because they'd be like, oh, I forgot to ring her up and say, what were your thoughts on the John Pertwee title sequences? So, there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. Time to head. Bye! I'm gonna walk off this way.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.